Hi there, guys, and welcome to the Chronicles of Gamers, episode 81. This is a podcast where we love to express our love, hate. Oh no, 82. Damn, it's the first time I messed up. Love-hate relationship for video games. Holy crap! I messed up and I even put it right there. That's the fucked up thing. Oh my gosh! I'm of course your host. Well, there's no point in me transitioning now, so I'll just go into my intro music since I messed up. But I'm, of course, your host, the amazing, the wonderful, the adorable, lovable Efocutioner with his badass boss music. I still haven't even played this game where this music came from. Yeah, I'm Efocutioner, as it says on the name on the bottom. Unless you're listening to this in audio version, then you get to hear my wonderful voice, the powerful bass that protrudes. And of course, we will go over to my other host with the most, the greatest, the wonderful Gamer Composer!
What it look like? Yeah, it look right. What's going on with you, Efocutioner?
Yo, it's going pretty good, man. And I did not mean to do that. I want the music to play more. But I've been doing pretty well. I forgot to change the Yo, I am messing up today. First I messed up the episode number. Then I messed up and transitioned from your music to the Dores. Wow. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. Although I'm a little upset, man. I'm a little upset because you have been getting these emails. I've been getting these emails. I'm not even going this year and I'm getting these emails still. They won't let me in and they give me these emails, bruh. Ladies and gentlemen, today's episode, because I know everyone's going into their E3 talks because we are now hearing about so many games, the rumors and all that shit. People are hearing now that Sony might have something at this location. People are hearing that Square Enix is going to be announcing some Final Fantasy game and other shit. And we're hearing that EA is going to be outside their booth begging, being like, please support us. We're broke. But they got it. They got all the money. But no, we are here, ladies and gentlemen, to talk about motherfucking E3.
Yeah.
But we're not here to talk about it in a positive note. No, we're not here to talk about the wonderful games that are coming out, because everyone's going to be talking about that shit. And of course,
I don't even know what games are coming out.
Yes. And, you know, we know about these games, the games that we're interested in. But we're here to talk about the most important thing, the thing that a lot of podcasters and other motherfucking gamers for some reason seem to skip over or gloss over. Shut the fuck up, phone. We are here to talk about the motherfucking event itself. We are going to go in. We are going to talk the motherfucking truth about motherfucking 3. And here's the cliff notes for those that might not want to hear the rant and stuff like that. Here's our cliff notes. Fuck E3. Okay. Now we're going to go into the reasons why we say fuck E3. But, you know, Gamer Composer is going to be at E3.
I am going to be there. Aground is going to be there playing through Kind of Funny live showcase at the GameSpot booth. Not GameStop, but GameSpot. So tune in live in June. If you need more dates, you go on my website.
Yes. ChaseBathia.com.
4:30. Well, yeah, we'll do all that stuff later. But anyways, it's good. It's my first E3 with a game being shown. But at the same time, I'm gonna talk about what it fucking took to get there.
You know what? I feel like you should go first because mine's isn't as heavy as yours. Because you've gone through like, yo, this man. Hold on, I gotta. No, not this one. Hold on. Here we go. Stop.
Kicking it with Bennett Foddy music.
I'm trying to stop it. Stop. Okay. Woo. Okay. I meant to press this. All right. So, yo, man, my man Gamer Composer had to go through a lot. As you know, He's been in this industry for close to 10 years, man. About 10 years. And he's worked hard. He's worked his fingers to the bone. This man studied beyond belief. He has gone through so much drama in that, you know, CAL or CALI, Cali. Like he has put his mind, body, and soul on the line. He's put his heart and his expression out there. He has been making music. This guy has been working hard, working with so many different people, companies, and games. And he has put out some hits that people just don't know, man. Like, damn. And you know what the problem is? This guy's done so much work that he still has not gotten recognized by the one industry that should recognize him for the hard work he's done. He hasn't gone through just going to school and then just hopping into an industry. No. Gamer Composer, aka Chase Bethea himself, he started from the bottom, man. He worked his way up. Like, this is actually Drake, except not having the benefits of Drake and being on the Degrassi show. No, this is a guy who came out from Chicago to LA, worked hard in a 9-to-5 job, managed to stay on his own, working hard, buying his own equipment, his own clothes, buying the stuff that he need, researching, looking stuff up on Google, working his way from that spot all the way up to where he is now. And yet, the industry, for some dumbass, crazy motherfucking reason, has been working hard to deny him the honor, the privilege, and the love that he deserves for the games he has done. And it's not just the ground. They're super happy. Yo, man, yeah, we gonna talk about it a lot, man. But I feel like Gamer Composer should be the one to express his hatred for E3.
Kill the music.
Okay.
This bullshit start happening. Thank you for the accolades and everything, by the way. I appreciate it.
Oh, man, thank you. And thank Final Fantasy X too.
So this bullshit start happening about, for me, 3 years ago, right? So if you're on their website, you can't see it now, but...
Oh, actually, hold on. Well, I'll look that up.
Yeah, I was on it just a couple seconds ago. I'm still on it right now, but normally when E3 opens up, sometimes they do this weird shit, right? So first of all, I just want to say that Entertainment Software Association, aka ESA, is the one who founded E3 in '94, and they are the ones who put the show on. So they've gone through a myriad of things you'll hear about over the years. You'll hear different journalists saying like it was in Atlanta, then it was in a hotel somewhere in Los Angeles, and now it's at the Los Angeles Convention Center. Smart, because obviously like there's a lot of games. I don't know how you can fit some shit in a hotel. So obviously have been going through some shit and don't have their shit together still. And this is why I'm frustrated with E3 more so than fuck E3. I'm just hella frustrated. And it comes down to the fact that as an industry professional that I've been working in for about 8 years now, and they will deny you. They deny on the website. If you go on their website when it opens up around like October or whenever the fuck it decides to open up, they say like industry badge and so on and so forth. And then so you have exhibitor, you have media, and you have industry. Exhibitor passes seem to be like, obviously you're paying, so you get the creme de la creme treatment. But industry, on the other hand, we get shafted. I'm not the only person who's experienced this. I've got industry professionals that have been pretty much denied their access to having an industry badge. And I'm talking about people that have worked on the Stick of Truth. I'm talking about people that scored World War II, Call of Duty. I'm talking about people that have worked at Ubisoft and Obsidian Entertainment. I'm talking about, people that have worked on God of War. Big ass AAA games that E3 shows. E3 exhibits there. And these motherfuckers cannot get a pass. They don't get a pass to get a pass. They're like, hey, you know what? Hard work. Yeah, you want to come through, see what it's like, absolutely, like, come on by. This is before they opened it to the public. Mind you. Meaning, it was supposed to be industry professionals there. Now, since they've opened it to the public, they've pulled some shit on their website. They've pulled this whole, oh, well, if you don't have a company email, then you're not qualified. Excuse me? Because on the website, it says you need this type of account. You need this W-2.
Let's go over. Here we go.
You found it?
Yeah.
Okay, please
for
listen.
industry and financial analysis, you need a copy of your driver's license or government issue photo identification clearly showing your name and date of birth. No one under 17 will be permitted. International media must submit a copy of your passport. And then number 2, a copy of your business card with name, title, and company logo. And number 3, a recent report or bulletin on interactive entertainment with your byline written within the past 3 months.
That's for the industry badge?
Yeah, that's for the industry and financial analysis.
So they've updated some stuff. Send me that too, because I want to piggyback off.
Because it's under. I went to register media.
Media.
Yeah, it's like very weird, man. Because I don't remember it saying that either.
Yeah, it didn't. That wasn't what it used to say.
No,
so they've changed that, obviously, because it has now. You guys now have like YouTube, Twitch, Mixer channels, and what your qualifications are over here.
And even that, it says a copy of your business card with name, title, and company logo. There's no company logo for a lot of Twitch streamers. Don't even have a website. They don't even have a company logo. So I find that very interesting. And it said links to your channel / videos with your face clearly present. There's some Twitch streamers that don't even like to show their faces. And there's even YouTubers that do that too. They just talk through the voice. And if you are a part of it's just like, it's weird there too. And then originally before, it used to be like, oh, you need to have 10,000 followers. And like, first it used to be like, you need to have this many subscribers, then this many followers. Then it used to be, but I'm going off.
So this isn't the one. This is for media. What happens is they do this every year. So this is for media only. Like their industry and financial analysis, they do media things. This isn't the industry badge. This is something totally different.
Okay,
and I know this because they close it in April, so you can never find it on E3's website after that. It's just not possible. Okay. They close it for a reason. So they even like delete it off of their website so people can't be fucking going in like how I'm about to go in on them right now. But bet your ass, we can do a follow up, months in February and be like, okay, so remember this is like a semi part 2 topic of what we talked about from episode 82. Here is the screenshot of what the credentials are for the industry badge, and I can tell you off the top of my head the majority of them. You need the IGDA membership, you need a W-2 for working in the industry. You need a business card. You need a business credit card, excuse me. And I'll get to the business card thing inside. So you need a business credit card, and you need some kind of like check to show, like a voided check to show from wherever you got paid from for something. And there's about 6 qualifications, and I'm forgetting the last one. Oh, you need a business license. So I've got like almost all those damn things, right? And I put them in to the registration back in in February. I think I have it on the calendar when it opened up, because when it opened up for gamer badges to purchase, they opened it up for industry people to be able to apply. And I submitted mine. Now, the first time, like I said, like 3 years ago, all this was on their website. Nowhere on the fucking website did it say that you needed to have a company email or a business card or a website of anything of that sort, right? Nowhere in the fucking website did it say that. And I was denied. And I had to even call and be like, what the fuck? And they were just like, we're sorry, sir, you have to have a company email. But it doesn't list that on your website. So, and mind you, I was accepted years before. 1 year, they didn't even fucking ask me. They just pre-approved me. I think it was 2016, 2017.
Yeah, that's the first year I went.
No. Sorry, it was 20.
No, it was the first year I went.
Yeah. I was already in at CSUN. So I think I want to say 2015, 2016, around that year, I was pre-approved. And the years before, I was already approved with no fucking company email. That has to be like registered for something. None of this shit, right? None of that shit. They straight up, and I had everything on there listed for them, and they just fucking. No, I wasn't at CISA when your first year you came. I was still, and I wasn't there yet. I don't think.
Was it like our first year together inside?
Yes, I think so.
So then
yes.
Okay, so then that was because we had both gotten in, and I had to go through a song and a dance, and then I got pre-approved, and then they unapproved me, and then approved me again. But let's ignore that. Let's go on to your thing.
I lost it. Like I was so furious, and so I figured out a way to, I went. Long story short, I got a company email, whatever, and then instantly I was approved as soon as I got it. Even though I had my business license, even though I had my membership, even though I had my W-2, even though I had I had more. All you need is 2, by the way. All you need is 2. All you need is 2. I had about 4 out of the damn 8 that they required, right? Half. And they still fucking denied me for some damn emails. I was livid. I was pissed. Hearing about the industry people not being able to get in, I was like, are you fucking serious? People that are obviously working at studios or contracted and working at studios, denied. No fucking problem. No questions asked. And it's like, motherfucker, you wouldn't have the games to show if we didn't work on them. You cunts. You cunt biscuits. Like, what the fuck is your problem? So then this year, they gave me the rigmarole, baby. They gave me the fucking rigmarole.
Shit.
They gave me the mega rigmarole.
Yeah.
I was not denied one. I was not denied twice. I was denied 3 times.
What the hell?
Pretty much. And it came down to me taking a screenshot of my website to show that I was a video game composer, that because it says on the website what it is, to be instantly
Hold
accepted.
on. And then I'm gonna show people Chase. You can keep talking.
A screenshot, man. A screenshot. The business card denied. The license denied. The membership denied. I was about to pull in like some big guns. I was like, yo, I worked for this studio. My name is on this thing. Instantly show them my website. Okay, you're approved. What? Got the company email, by the way.
This is the website.
So
and this is an update to the website.
Now, you had the email and shit already because they pulled that shit 3 years ago. So I was like, fuck you. Now it's like, now I got to show websites. Again, shit that's not listed on their fucking website for being able to obtain this $1,000 pass that they charge $1,000 for. It's $1,000 for 3 days.
Wait, 3 days for what?
If I didn't have that as an industry person, I would have to pay $1,000 to go to E3. E3 is 3 days, right? It's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So that's $1,000 for 3 days.
Wait, I thought the $250 was for all.
$250. You're talking about gamer badge. I'm specifically talking.
Oh, right.
Industry badge.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I thought it was more than 1,000 though. That was like
no. It's always been $999.
Okay, which is still crazy.
Yeah, you're telling me. So they got a new leader, right? Stanley Pierre Louis. He is the CEO of this. He just got announced CEO about 10 days ago. Before it was Michael D. Gallagher. Anyone with Gallagher, you probably just, it's probably been fucking just dicking off, like fucking around. I don't know what the hell has been going on. But if you're a part of this shit, Gallagher, that's been going on, this bullshit, this fuckery, fuck you if you're a part of it. Because you were wrong. Industry people would not have, you wouldn't have no damn show without it.
No, you honestly
need to respect it. You need to respect it. And if industry people want to go, then let's go. You guys did something right finally by having show times for gamers to, because it was a shit show the fucking first year you opened it up. Oh, I'm not done. It was a shit show. I felt like worse. Sardines had more room in cans than we did at E3 when you guys opened it up for the gamers and the industry people to be together. We couldn't fucking breathe. You literally would. If if women and men thought they were getting sexually harassed before, they definitely were sexually harassed that day because everybody was rubbing against each other. That's how fucking packed it was when you opened it up to the public. It was ridiculous. So thank you for setting the time, at least some time, for some industry people to be able to at least play some damn games that they worked on, you know, and be there and make relationships and say hello to friends and stuff like that. Because guess what? That's what you guys had it as before. I'm all for opening it up to the public because they need to experience it too. They're your customers. You know what I mean? Those are the exhibitors' customers, rather. But again, without us, you wouldn't be able to charge $149 to $249 for gamers to enjoy these games.
And I still say that's
fucking
too
hell
high.
worked on it.
That's
So
still
show some fucking respect.
Oof. Put some respect on his name, man. Put some respect on these people's names, man.
I hope that Stanley Pierre-Louis pulls this in the right direction and stops this fuckery about like hidden ass fucking things to be accepted into E3 and stop denying the industry people who work on the damn game to create your show. Or you go on a Gamescom in Germany, and my God, that's gonna be a hell of a trip to do because I'm not one for flying 19 hours on no damn plane. I could barely be on the plane to Chicago for 4 hours. Don't make me freaking have to go to Germany and shit, you know, just say, you know, fuck it. Like, it's just insane. And I'm done. Nah, no Torres. We need something more than that. I need like a Final Fantasy one-wing angel summon.
Bro, I ain't got all that, man. I got the Torres. All right? Here, you get the air horn.
I need it. So hurry.
Here. You want this? Here. How about this? We'll play this, and we'll just let the Torres fly. Yo, that's what Gamer Composer's got to say.
I ain't even hear it. I'll have to listen.
All right, well, that's his lifelong experience. I don't have all that, man. It's mine's ain't that serious. I know the first year when I did my thing with the Chronicles of Gamers, we got approved right away. Like in less than a day later, we got approved. And then when we went up there, I got unapproved because apparently they were saying like, I forgot what the fuck they said. It was some weird shit that they said. And then I ended up showing the notification and all that stuff and the emails. And I was like, yeah, I got approved. And then they were like, all right, so we got it. But it was pretty much the second year when I applied, they, on the website, so we'll go back to the website for E3. Because I have a little problem with E3 itself, but I have it more on the aspect of the whole numbers thing. Because I feel like that's just a horrible way for a lot of like. So I'm part of the industry, but I'm not part of the industry. Let's put it that way. Like I feel like all those that talk about games and critique games, they're part of the industry, but they're not part of the industry. Like we don't make games. We're not creating games. We're not creating any music from the for games. Like we're not doing none of that. We're just getting games and we're just stating our opinions, or we'll talk about our opinions for the game, and then that be that. And then people can make the judgments based off of, you know, how people communicate and talk about games. That's why I say like it's part of the industry, but not part of the industry. So E3 back in 2015, I believe, or 2016, when we went, it was a little bit more lenient in letting people get in because it was like you had to be with IGDA, which I was a part of anyways, because that's how I was mostly communicating and getting to know people. And I was using that as not marketing, but like, you know, just getting to meet people and talk to them and getting to feel the industry and, you know, doing all that stuff. Then you have to have a website. Then you have to show that you were creating content, and you have to have the email, which I thought was interesting. And they almost denied me because of the email thing, which Gamer Composer had. But it wasn't as serious as Gamer Composer, who literally had the full list of everything else, but he didn't have an email. And then I almost got disapproved because of my email. The next year when I tried to submit it, I got disapproved for the email, and then they said I didn't have enough views. Or not enough. No, let me rephrase that. I had the views. I didn't have enough subscribers. So as you know, with the Chronicles of Gamers, we don't have like a lot of subscribers, and I can understand that because I focus more now on the mailing portion, where it's like I try to get people's emails and then I just send notifications that way. And then because of that, most people just don't subscribe because they're like, well, we get the mails anyway. And I've had a few people tell me that, where it's just like they don't follow, but they still follow. And I'm like, okay, well, that's fine, I guess. I can't really knock that because I'm like, well, I'm trying to create my own thing anyways. But the whole aspect of the numbers thing. So at that time, they were saying like, oh, you needed to have, what was it, like 10,000 views and 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and then you have to have like 100,000 views and 10,000 subscribers on Twitch. And I was like, what the fuck? And this is before the Twitch affiliation and all that stuff had finally started. Like, this was back when Twitch really focused on only the partners. Like, it didn't care about anybody else besides partners. So any partner, they got put on the front page. Anyone, like, that's just how it was in Twitch days. So, but it was just crazy because I got into an argument saying like, well, we do make constant updates and constant content. And I noticed through their numbers that there are, because of that loophole, a lot of other people have gotten in who don't make as, who weren't doing like constant updates, but they just had a lot of subscribers and a lot of views because some would take videos from other people, or they'll probably take like a little bit of stuff and then maybe do like a few minutes. It's just like it's a weird situation on how it did it, and it was like the numbers didn't really represent how a lot of people, especially those who create content, could easily get in and just do stuff. So like, for example, I was mostly at E3. I believe it was it 2016 or 2017 that I was there, Gamer Composer, because it was like the second year that I came back.
Well, let's see. It must have been, you came out for 2016. I was still living Moore Park.
Yeah, you're still living in Moore Park.
Yeah.
But then I came back the next year.
You came out for 2017.
Okay, so it was 2017.
But I had already moved.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, that was, well, yeah. His first year was that, then the second year. Yep. Okay, now I remember. And then the year after that, you also, and then I came back to that place. Like, okay, yeah. All right. So either way.
You came out for PSX, you missed PS3, you missed E3 2017, and you missed it last year.
I know I missed it. Okay, so I missed it.
Because there was no PSX last year.
Okay, so then it was 2016 that I came out, because I came out 2015 and I came out 2016 again.
Right, yes, that makes sense because I think my friend got married in 2016. You were living here. I was living in Moore Park, but before you came, what was your first time? Because I remember you were like, "Oh, I'm back in LA." So you've only been out here twice.
In LA? No, I was. That's 3 times.
3 times?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was 2015, 2016, 20.
Oh yeah, 3 times.
17.
But you're 2017. That was your third time. Yeah. Third time because you were PSX. So yeah.
Exactly. So 2016, I came back out there again, and I got once again the same thing happened where I got approved, but then they disapproved me because they said it was the numbers. I had everything else. I had the credentials, I had the website. I was making constant updates. Everything was just consistent. It was just they said like you just didn't have the numbers, and then I thought that was very interesting because I asked for clarification on that, and I even told them what I was mostly there for. So I was only there for a few games, a few fighting games of like 1 or 2 RPGs, and it was pretty much everything we had talked about in earlier episodes and stuff. And they disapproved me because they said I didn't have a lot of the numbers. And I tried to tell them that, especially in the email, same thing too, that we're more of a niche audience, and that's just how we are. So we're not going to be the most, so because we're niche, not everybody is going to like our content. Maybe some people do like our content, but they're not going to be like, oh, I don't need to follow them for constantly getting this, and we weren't really in the popular space at that time. So then they tried to get on me with the numbers and stuff, and I said like, well, I found that very interesting because there were some other people who had came in to E3 and they have content and stuff where they really don't even do much. I don't want to put them out there, but I know one person who literally just takes a bunch of game trailers and stuff and they repost them on their website, and people come and watch and view them. And he's got like, well, I don't know if it's he or she, but they had like high numbers, and this person, this person managed to get in, and I found that very interesting because it's like, so you only care about the numbers and stuff when you don't care about the quality of content. And I thought that was very disappointing because I was like, that's a horrible way to do things, because not everybody is going to create content that everyone's going to like. They're only going to create content that maybe some people will like. And so like for me as a niche person, because I only want to talk about the things that I really want to talk about. I don't want to talk about the things that will just give me the most views and the most likes and give me the most subscribers. Like, that's not how I like to do things. So I had to get into an argument with them, and to the point where it was just like they just didn't want to do it. And then I had to hop on the Gamer Composer's badge, and I was very upset with that, because that got into an argument of like, well, it doesn't seem like you guys are really paying attention to the content. You're only paying attention to the numbers. And if you're only going to pay attention to the numbers, then I could easily just do what everybody else is doing on YouTube and Twitch and just take other people's shit and repost it on my thing, and then just, yeah, that's what I'm saying, Gamer Composer.
Don't forget paid clicks.
Yo, that's what I'm saying. And I found that very disappointing. So I got into an argument with them saying, like, so you're just going to allow people with just high numbers? You don't really care about the quality of content? Because when I was there and I managed to get in with Gamer Composer, so like, for example, I covered Street Fighter V, and I went to play the new demo of Street Fighter V Arcade Edition. So this is the update where a lot of characters got changed. And I said I was mostly there to try Ryu. I wanted to see what the mule kick was going to do. I wanted to see how Ryu's Ultra 1 was going to be, because Ultra 1 was like, it went down very fast by using fireballs, and I was mostly there to try out Ultra 2. So I had a fucking YouTube video, and I covered that. That's got like over 20,000 views at that point. But those views mostly became because people who were Ryu players were interested in knowing what the fuck Ryu can do. People were on there to ask me questions on what the fuck Ryu could actually do. People asked me, was Ultra 2 really that good? And I was honest with people. I said, no, Ultra 2 to me wasn't that great. But it was just like, you see what I mean when I say niche? Very niche. People came to me with that specific character, and I answered those questions. People emailed me those same things, and I answered those questions. I wasn't there to cover at that time Destiny or the new fucking Call of Duty or fucking Monster Hunter, but I did get Monster Hunter anyways. I was there to mostly I covered Street Fighter V, and when people asked me those questions, I gave them answers, and I showed shit. I was like, yo, Ryu's DP is slightly better now. You can actually use this as anti-air. Oh, you can actually use Fierce as anti-air DP. Like, I was doing all that shit. And like, yo, like, Stand Light Kick wasn't as good as it is, but it's like still a little bit better now. But you see what I mean? And that's pretty much what I told them in the email. And I feel like that pissed me the fuck off that I couldn't get in, because they said you just had to have the numbers. And that's pretty much how E3 is now. It's numbers. So for people who create content like me and who aren't really following the standard tradition of, let me talk about the most current thing to get the most fucking clicks and shit like that, I don't like doing that. You know I don't like doing that. For those who've been following this fucking channel for this long, I hate that shit. And it pisses me the fuck off that I have to do that song and dance to get in now. So then I said, fuck it. I will now willing to try just to go on through the casual way. But the casual way is paying $250 fucking dollars, which to me is still insane, because I don't even think E3 is worth $250, especially going to PSX. I went to PSX. And half the price of half the price of PSX to try the same, or actually some games that weren't even at E3 that were there. Lines were quicker, by the way. It was more organized. You could actually set a timer and alerts to when your time is to go to a booth. You can go to that booth, play the game, get the fuck out. And there was actually fun things to do, but I didn't do them at fucking PSX. And I said to myself, who the fuck would want to pay $250 to try some new games and shit when you can just wait to like PAX or fucking PSX and try that shit for half the price? Like, outside of that, there's no reason to go to fucking E3. So for me, who wanted to cover that, I was fucking pissed. I was like, numbers? 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 It ain't the quality of content. It's numbers. I said, fuck out of here, bruh. fuck I was like, yo, fuck E3 for that. They hit me with the
Next
number
year
shit.
It's gonna be comments. How many comments do you have? It's interactivity, because then they'll be moving towards the content of things.
And like I can understand for those that
they did have at E3 those PlayStation did have the appointment setup stuff. They have been doing that for a couple of years.
Oh, and by the way, I actually did the press pass, but I had already purchased my badge and stuff, not thinking I was going to get in, and I actually got in as press. And I could have got my press stuff at PSX, but I said, fuck it, I already paid for it. Let's just see what it's like to be a civilian. And I had a fucking fun time being a civilian. And we still got in to play good shit as a civilian. Not even press. And I was just like, wow, that's just so fucking crazy to me. And I can understand most people are saying like, well, if you don't have the numbers, that means, nah, I'm doing shit. Other people are doing shit. The problem is, and if you don't know, I'm going to put it out there right now. Fucking YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and, well, Twitch is not really like this, but Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, it's all pay to fucking play, man. You want to know why you don't see a lot of other people tweets and other shit blow up unless they get like a lot of numbers? It's because you have to pay for that spot. A lot of people don't know this, especially with YouTube. Like they be like, yo, let me wait till you get 100 subscribers. And then like, yo, we're this company. We can help you get like more views and stuff. All you have to do is just give us like a certain amount of money and then we'll help to get your videos get more clicks and stuff like that. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that shit about YouTube. But they secretly come to you when you hit that 100 subscribers because they think if you don't hit that, then you're clearly not focused or dedicated to YouTube. But there are so many easy ways to get like 100 subscribers and a fucking lot of views on videos. It's not that hard. Believe me, it's not that hard. Trust me. If I really wanted to, I could talk about the pro Jared shit that's going on right now. Just make up some bullshit 2 cents and, you know, talk about an opinion that's none of my fucking business. Like they shouldn't have put their shit out there like that. In my opinion, but and that could just give me like a whole bunch of fucking views and clicks and bam, and it'd be like, okay, well, there you go. Or I can just follow whatever new game is coming out and just quickly like make a fucking review and just talk shit about it without me really having to try and sit down and think about it. Like it sucks sometimes being a content creator. It really does, because it's like you could easily just go the easy route and just do whatever and just care about the money now instead of the integrity. But for an event like E3, it just pissed me off because it's just like, yo, it doesn't matter what you're talking about. It doesn't matter the content you produce. It doesn't matter how much of the content you produce. It doesn't matter the consistency of the content that you produce. It only matters about the numbers, and everyone seems to care about the numbers. And even Twitch, especially with the affiliate status, oh my gosh, I can get into this all day, but I'm done. That's why I kind of fucking hate E3. Like, to me, I still respect E3 because of the years. It's like a legacy thing. Like, you got to respect the many years that's been doing this thing. You have to respect the many events that it's done. And you got to respect the fact that it created this nice little bridge of introducing games to other people. And you got to see, like, what games to look forward to. I respect that. I do. I'm not going to knock that. But the fact that when E3 decided to go public, but they're still charging a shit ton of money, and now a lot more people aren't even going to this fucking thing. It's like, why even pay the $250? Why even pay the $150?
PlayStation's not. Nintendo dropped out about a few years ago, like almost 4 or 5 years ago now. They still have a booth there and everything, mind you, but they just don't do press conferences.
They don't, and they just bring old games.
PlayStation's not gonna be there this year either. I'm assuming they'll still have a booth. See, this is what's confusing, right? It's like, well, we're not going to be there this year. When I remember Nintendo saying that, I was like, so this is going to be a big ass gap of Nintendo like not being there with no games to show. But they were there. They just didn't do any press conference. They just fucking did a direct. It was so weird. So I guess the same thing with PlayStation. It's like they're not going to be there this year. Why don't you just fucking say you're not doing a press conference? We're not doing a press conference this year for E3, but we'll still have a booth. Done. It's simple. When you say like we won't be at E3 this year, you fucking make it like as if like when EA literally was like, we're not having a booth inside E3, we're gonna have a booth outside E3. Oh, that's pretty big because yes, there is a gap. You can tell, you can see what's there. But at the same time, since there's so much crossover, when you have that publisher developer crossover, I go to Square Enix and I see it's published. Some games are published by EA. I'm like, what the fuck? So it's doesn't make any sense.
Look, at the end of the day, I respect EA. I do. I still think it's one of those things that as a gamer you should go to. But
You respect EA or E3?
I meant to say E3. Sorry.
Okay, I was like,
I don't respect EA. Fuck EA. Yo, fuck EA. But E3, I mean, I respect E3 and the things that it's done in the past. I don't respect the fact as a content creator, it cares more about those type of numbers and things. And for you to correlate that high numbers means a person is doing something, that's not really the case. It's more of, and I feel like we're going to get to that point now because eventually people are going to start to realize, I don't know when it's going to be, but what a lot of people are starting to see, or at least a lot of people are starting to notice, as people with high numbers sometimes aren't really the ones really making the content. They're taking other people's content and repurposing that content. They might transform it a little bit, but it's still that other person's content. And they re-upload it on theirs. And it's just like, that's fine and all. But
is it fine?
No, it's not. I'll be honest with you. It's not. But I feel like for these type of industry events, when those people start to be like, hey, I want to go to this event and do this, and I got this number and this, and they're just like, okay, we'll let you in. And then you like, bro, so you're telling me the person that's just taking other people's shit and you can just let them in? That's it? And I say that on the YouTube. I leave Twitch alone because with Twitch, you do have to be out there, semi, to do it. But now there are actually some Twitches where they'll make content and they'll just do reruns a lot. And people will follow them because of the past reruns. Or there's some, like, it's very rare and you really have to look for it. But there are Twitch streamers who take other Twitch streamers and restream. Or they'll do like what's that thing? Where it's just like you're restreaming another person's streamer at that same time. And people will follow you to follow them. So it's like piggybacking. It doesn't happen a lot, but that happens. And then there are people who've gotten like high numbers and stuff because they're restreaming another streamer, and then they'll come on, and that's it's just very weird. And then of course there's always the follow for follow things that most people be like, well, you know, a lot of people don't support that, and it's just like no. Publicly, you know, to save face, they don't support it. Secretly, they support it. And there are fucking bots and other shits that you can pay for to inflate your numbers and stuff. Like, when you really get into this shit as a content creator, there's a fucking huge rabbit hole. And it's just so fucked up at how so easy it is to just inflate your fucking numbers, to be able to just sneak into these events and not really have to fucking earn it. And I get so mad because it's just like, a lot of these people don't realize it. And there are people that do it. And they get in, and I get frustrated at that. And I'm just like, see, y'all haven't figured it out yet, but y'all want these numbers though. And I'm like, oh, because you know, higher numbers mean that the person with the higher numbers, they'll be able to publicly showcase our shit and blah blah blah. But I'm like, yeah, you gonna have people that don't know how to play the game, and then you're gonna get frustrated, like, yo, why the fuck is this person here playing the game and they don't know how to fucking play the game? I remember I fucking did, what was it? It was the Lost Souls game that was at E3 2016, and I covered that. And I had people message me and stuff like that saying, like, bro, there are a lot of people, like, there were some few big-name YouTubers that were doing shit that I've never even seen you do. That's incredible. How did you do this with that button and all that button? And I'm like, oh, you know, I did this and this. But it's just interesting that you get messages and stuff like that, like, yo, you did something I've never seen before. And it's just like, well, of course, no one's... It goes into like the quality of player, and it's like we need to get to a point where you need to realize that not every gamer is the same, and even having the biggest, highest number gamer on fucking YouTube and Twitch cover your event doesn't mean that they're going to showcase the best of that thing. It's just like, yo, right. They'll get you the numbers, but they're not really going to showcase your game. But you know, it's whatever. I guess we haven't figured that shit out. I'm figuring that shit out, but that's because I'm like doing fucking reading a bunch of business books while also creating content and doing like business classes and shit. And it's alright. We haven't figured it out yet. Fuck E3. I'm not going this year. Gamer Composer is. I still am going to cover it. I'm still going to talk my shit.
I'm still going to go as long as I'm going to fight my way in. I live in Los Angeles, so I'm going to take advantage. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to go. I have to support the industry with the good and the bad.
Yeah.
And I got blessed, to really have something that, shown this year. It's not going to be one on the big stage and all that stuff, but it's going to be streamed on a really big platform. A double platform, if we're crying out loud, which is going to help. It's going to help a lot. So, yeah, I'm going in.
No rubbers.
I will, as long as I continue to live here, I'm going to, and I can fight my way in. Hopefully I don't have to continue to fight, but as long as I have my credentials, I'm dead in the industry, and I'm dead deep in the industry. So I'm going to have to, I want to keep going. I want to support it because I'm a part of it. I help create the content for gamers. I went to a retro game con and talked to someone like a modder, and I told him, and he asked me what I did, and I told him, and he just thanked me. He's like, "Hey man, thank you for, working on these games and, the content that you're putting out for, the art for these games, it's very underappreciated. It's, and not always thanked. And I just want to say thank you, for that content, that, you're putting into the industry that I love." And I was like, thank you. Thank you for thanking me, and thanks for recognizing, and you're welcome at the same time.
I don't know. It frustrates me sometimes because
E3, just get your shit together, man. Just stop the madness.
And it's only E3 I have this problem with. I remember I tried this with PAX, and I got in for PAX, and I was like, but I didn't have the money to come out there for PAX. I did a PAX just to be like, all right.
Get your shit together, man, or you find yourself gone. The reason you guys opened it up to make money is because you obviously were in the hole. The exhibitor payments weren't enough, even though Microsoft and PlayStation, Nintendo is paying boku bucks to be there. So I think you guys just being greedy.
I think honestly. They are too, because one, the price does not have to be that high. Like, I think it could be $150. I don't think it needs to be too. Like, I find it very interesting that for a short period of time they leave it at $150, and it's only for a certain number of people, and then after that they go straight to $250. When I'm like, thing is, you can just leave it at one thing, then you just get more people.
Like, they could, and I know that it's expensive to rent out the Los Angeles Convention Center, but you guys have been doing this since '95, so
and that's without people.
You're obviously not hurting too bad. You moved it a couple places because you were trying to figure out it was too expensive, but obviously you've locked this place in. You've got a deal of some sort. You've got some kind of deal where you're working that out. So I sense that you guys are greedy because you didn't defunct. It wasn't like so impactful, right? If you guys were hurting for money, they was like, we're not doing E3 this year. Can you imagine?
Oh wow, that'd be surprising. Actually, I would.
PSX was like, okay, it was a disappointment in a sense because they were going strong and they just didn't have one. But they also shot themselves in the foot by, jizzing all at once with all the games that they had. And I said that before off camera. I'll say it straight up. You guys fucking bust your load off right away. You didn't straddle, the feelings all right. You get to let your games just go off in one nut. But can you imagine like one E3? Can you imagine one E3 is just not showing, not being there this year? Just June, in the middle of June happens and there's nothing.
Yeah, that's kind of scary.
Clearly, you guys are doing something right because you guys got money to put this shit on every year since '95, yo. So, I think y'all being a little greedy and you're being wrong. Get your shit together. I say this every year. I've even tweeted at you. You don't care. That's fine. But other people, shit's gonna hit the fan eventually. You're gonna hit the wall. And when you're not fucking there and Gamescom takes over, when I'll know it happened when you're not there that year. I'm gonna be sad. But I'm sad because you probably weren't listening. That's all I'm saying.
Like I said, lady, well, we're pretty much saying the same thing, folks, man. You guys are. We're all going to be supporting E3. Like I said, we still respect E3. We're going to cover E3. a lot of us are talking
I
about.
Respect it.
Well, he kind of respects it. I respect it going back to watching some of the old E3s and coming to the 2000s and being like,
what you do? I remember the time when I was watching that and you give a shit.
Well, I give a shit now because it's funny because certain publishers when they talk and it's just like, wow, E3. I mean, not E3. EA did like a huge 180. Activision, what the fuck? Yo, Blizzard before Activision. I'm like, wow. And it's just like, oh man. And it's funny too, because some of the games they cover, you can look and be like, wow, that game looks amazing. Or like, I remember this game being a flop, but I'm like, yo, this trailer looks so fucking incredible. Now I see why it's a flop. So it's like, it's going back and watching the old games and stuff like that and just being like, oh man, yo, I remember I got hyped off of this, and this game was ass. But yeah, it's just going back and looking at old E3 and coming to it now. It's just like, yo, it deserves some respect. It does. And I'm going to keep covering E3. But as I told Gamer Composers, I was like, man, I would go. But when I found out that they were just like, nah, and I was like, all right, I ain't got time for this. And I'm like, I could be outside majority of the day, but I'm like, there are other games I want to cover, and I'm like, and if E3 is going to be like that, I might as well just wait for fucking Evo, and then just wait for fucking PSX, and then a PAX. Just pick a PAX. I'll just pick a PAX and just go to.
Pick a PAX.
Pick a PAX. Because at this point, it's just like, there's so many other places for me to try and play games that E3 just kind of goes like, well, if the only reason I would go out there is just the meet with old people and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, for doing that, I might as well just wait until, fucking Evo, fucking PSX, or fucking go to GDC. I think GDC would be more impactful than going to E3. And I'm starting to see that more. So I'm like, I might just do a GDC event and just go there. 'Cause to me, E3 is just more like, yo, everyone's just trying to push their shit, and GDC is just more of a place to chill. So I'm like, I'd rather just go and just chill. So that's just how I'm feeling about E3. And it's just like, the more E3 kind of just does that little shit to me, the more I'm just like, well, if you don't give a fuck, but apparently GDC gives a fuck and would let me get in, why fucking go here? I'm like, I'm good. Thank you. I'm all right. Thank you so much. That's okay. And that's it. I mean, Gamer Composer, you got anything else you want to say?
Nope. I've said enough.
Look at that. Even he's saying it. Fuck E3, but, E3. All right, man. Fuck E3. All right, so now it's that time of the show where we have to say goodbye. But before we do, it's time for Shame! Let's plug it! Go.
Excuse me. I am on Twitter. Oh, excuse me. I am on Twitter at Chase Bethia. You can also watch the video game composing video game music on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/Gamer Composer. And I will be at E3, so come say hello if you want to say what's up. I am composing a ground. The ground will be shown. I will give you the date now because this is a shameless plug, so I might as well be all shameless about it. It will be June 10th at 4 o'clock. Don't hold my breath to that. For you mates in the UK, that's kind of around 12:30.
12:30.
Late. Wednesday, June 11th. 12:30 a.m. I think. British Standard Time.
Hey, if I'm staying up for the Devolver Digital, you motherfuckers in Britain can stay up for a ground. All right, because I'm staying up for that Devolver Digital. If that shit releases at 10 at 12 at, what was it, 10 at night, which is like 12 my time, I'll do it. Because I was up at like a motherfucker being like, this shit funny, then fell asleep on my computer. So, and I like to go to sleep early. So
yeah, same.
Yeah.
So that's it.
So yeah, man, check that 8 ground out. All right, well, hold on. Let me put on the music. So, of course, Chronicles of Gamers. You can follow us on Twitter. You can follow me, Efocutioner, on Twitter. So, for those that actually have asked, it's EFOCUTIONER. So, it is Executioner. Take out the EX, just put EFO, and you can find me on Twitter. So, and then, of course, you can follow us on YouTube, Play on Player. And that is PL4, not A, 4YONPL4YER. That's the reason I did that. It's like the
number 4.
Yeah, and I did that because I think it was like an Xbox 360 thing. So that's why I ended up choosing that type of play. And then, yeah, the Chronicles Gamers is part of that. So I know a lot of people ask because they were like, yo, I typed in the Chronicles Gamers. Like, no, you found the show. You ain't find the YouTube channel. So, like, no, we used to be, but we changed the name. Then, of course, there's Play on Player on Twitch. And, yes, I will be streaming again on Twitch. I just been studying for an event, something that's coming up in the real world. But I should be streaming again. Yeah, I'm starting in June now. But I've just been getting my study on.
Are you fake right now?
Am I fake?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
You said the real world, so I don't know if I'm in the real.
Oh, okay. My personal life.
Okay, thank you. Nice to make it more clear.
All right. So it's just I got some personal shit going on that I'm trying to do, and I guess I call that the real world. Las Vegas, Chicago.
He's talking about the show.
Yeah, it's a good show. Not really. It's a horrible show. I'm glad MTV got rid of it. In fact, fuck Team Mountain. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Any updates and stuff, I'll post on Twitter and all that stuff. And by the way, I do want to say this. I think social media should not be a place where you air out your fucking dirty laundry. I think social media should be a place for you to just talk about random shit. Like, if you have personal problems, I don't think you should put that out there for the world to know. But, like, if you want to get to know someone and ask, that's nothing wrong with that. Because I got some fucking problems and shit. And you know what I do? I get this. Let me show this people. I have a journal. Anyone seen the show Doug? And anybody remember Doug Funny? Doug Funny had a journal. So when he had some shit, he wrote it in a journal. So for a lot of people that ask, like, yo, why don't you talk more opinions on certain game shit? It's because I'm like, yo, I have this platform. This is my journal. This is where I love to talk my shit, okay? This is my talk shit area. Twitter is not my talk shit area because people can misinterpret words. That's everybody. YouTube, that's definitely my talk shit area because of this. And then SoundCloud. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents. Social media should not be a place where you air your dirty laundry. Or any personal business, unless you're trying to get sympathy points and get sympathy follows, because that's what I honestly believe about it. That's my opinion on it. I don't know about Gamer Composer. I think he's going to remain silent for that.
Damn! Shots fired on a couple people there.
I ain't throwing no shots at anybody. I'm just saying this just to let this be known, because I know a lot of people. It's a lot of people in this day and era, and I have to remind my friends, family, especially my little brothers and sisters and stuff, that social media should not be the place where you put your business out there. Because if you put your business out there, it's out there, and the world can see, and the world remembers. It's the North remembers, the internet remembers. Ain't that right, Game of Thrones? All right. You got anything else you want to say, Gamer Composer, before we wrap this up?
I'm good.
Yeah. See, he don't want to talk about the social media thing because he knows.
I said enough.
Yeah, you could always say more. All right, man. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching. I'm out of here. And, of course, stay litten.